Hi, Muchísimo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share, and give a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you think you've gained something from this video, pass it along. I'd appreciate that. I've found in my own life, post-awakening 5 years, and even post-awakening, interacting and getting semi-involved with several narcissists, even after the awakening. I'm here to tell you that looking back, I've come to a common conclusion that at least by the second interaction, there should be huge indicators that there is no continuity to this interaction. There won't be any flow going in the same direction for the good of you and that person. You're able to determine at the very least that this person is on a whole different page. Now, I talk about dumbing it down. I know, looking back, that these are the primary indicators of whether I should have went forth or ceased and desist, to which I continue. Now, I met the narcissist in a church. They handed me a tract. I told them, I replied, I don't know if I'm going to be coming to this church or not, but thank you. And 2 weeks later, approximately maybe a week later, I decided to go to the church, to visit the church. Now, the enticing was done on the narcissist's part. I don't even believe they gave me eye contact, nor that they even say a word out of their mouth. I visited the church, and shortly after the church commenced and the sermon and church services were over, the narcissist put their autistic kid up to come over and ask me, Mom said if you want to come and have lunch, dinner with us or whatever at my grandma's, you're welcome. We have lunch or dinner every Sunday after church. And I had my twins in tow, and I said, guys, you want to go over there? And they invited us to lunch. And here I am, consenting. Out of curiosity, I'm like, wow, this is something that, you don't really rarely hear someone do, other than where I'm from down south. We could not even know you, and you walk into the house, we would offer you something to eat. And anyone's from the South, or even, let's say, out in Texas, maybe they do this. Anywhere where people have grassroots and they have this hospitality, Southern country hospitality, this is commonplace. So I was sort of like, that felt sort of commonplace or similar to what I was brought up around. And so I proceeded to follow this individual, the narcissist, to their house, which is not far from the church. And of course, they don't live far from me. So everything from the church to this narcissist's house is walking distance of 5-10 minutes. To give you a perspective, and I've never seen this narcissist in the 20-something years of living here in this city, and I've talked about that in a video. So we walk into this house of her mother's, and the cordial greeting, hi, how you doing? The mother is Polish, so she speaks a little English, but she understands a little bit. And I said hi, greeted the children, greeted her, and we proceeded to sit down. And I want to believe not even 10 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes into that visit, sitting there, hostility ensued from the daughter, the narcissist, towards the mother. It wasn't just a hostility that had rhyme or reason. It was a knee-jerk hostility from the narcissist. And I look back at that and I see, going forward, these are indicators to where you should be able to form a verdict, empaths, chosen ones. If a person does not have a respect or general respect for their parent or siblings in the presence of company, that is a clear indicator. And this was the first, actually, I would say the second interaction, but it was actually the first interaction, because the tract that they gave me at the church, there was no verbal interaction, unless you count the artistic kid coming over doing the bidding of inviting us. But this was in essence the first sitting in the meeting and interaction with the narcissist and her mother. And so when I say it had no rhyme or reason, this was not a debate that started from something. I think the mother kind of unctioned for us to, or was offering us something food wise. And right way, the narcissist, and you know they're competitive, they don't want to be outdone. And I look back at that and I say to myself, this narcissist was so envious and jealous that her mother took the initiative to be hospitable and cordial and just inviting to offer us something. That narcissist got highly upset. And I don't remember what she said, but it rubbed me all the wrong way. Because if you don't get along with your mother, you don't get along with your father, it still does not justify making a scene and showing your ass in front of someone who you don't even know yet. And I'm not saying once you get accustomed to that person that this is okay to do. If you don't have a general respect for your parents or your siblings, that's one thing in itself, but it's another in how you demonstrate that in front of company or strangers. It should be some self-control there. There should be some discipline there. You should be able to verbally explain once you get accustomed to that person that, you know, me and mom, we really don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. And you express why this is this way. And if it's something out of your control, I'm sure anyone that's reasonably understanding will see that, because in all of our family dynamics, we do have someone or know someone that has strained ties or strained relationships with a sibling or a loved one. And sometimes it's no control that we have over that. We are the better person, but that doesn't mean that person is going to be likewise a better person in civil. So this second, in essence, the first meeting told the story. And so that was the verdict. So the verdict was in, but nor did I read the signs to the point where I ceased and desist, because I didn't think, well, I don't want to say I didn't think. Obviously, to that point, it wasn't strong enough of a reason to cease and desist. And I know why now. Because I didn't want to miss out on what I thought was possible. And that wishful thinking is what kept me invested in that relationship, or even getting involved and investing more into a relationship. Said all that to say this, empaths and chosen ones, you've been there, done that, and seen that. If this stuff starts to look familiar to you going forward, I don't care how much adoration and admiration you have for that person, whether you've determined that they are narcissists or not, you know undeniably one thing for certain, that they are toxic. They have a strained relationship that hasn't explained itself, and it's out of the blue. That shows a lack of restraint, a lack of respect on the part of that person, whether they're narcissists or not, towards their family members. And then they go on to respect you better than they respect their family members. Again, there are some toxic family members that I know are so hard to deal with, but for the reason that this narcissist had that knee-jerk reaction, It was just totally uncalled for. But it made perfect sense now that I look back at it. They're very competitive. They're very envious, and they're very jealous. They don't want to be outdone by anyone. And it was almost like that reaction was to say, stay in your place, leave my supply alone, leave my fuel source alone. I went out and found this source on my own. Go find your own fuel source. Looking back, I see it as that. And that is how they look at you. You are a source. You are a source of supply. You are a source of fuel to prop them up, to give them the adrenaline to carry on another week, another day, another hour, another few minutes. And this is a constant, obsessive quest that a narcissist is on. So always know the first and at the very most, the second interaction, pay attention to these things and don't talk yourself out of what your intuition is telling you. That being said, bless.